Dear students, here we are going to start chapter 7 following the Mahatma part 1. Here we can see Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was a father of our nation, and Gandhiji went to South Africa to practice law. Due to racial differences in South Africa, Indians could enjoy very few rights as compared to the whites. To protest against the injustice, insult, and demeaning behavior of the British towards the Hindus residing in South Africa, and Gandhiji performed satyagraha here. Truth and non-violence. These were the two important aspects of satyagraha. Here in things to know, we can get information about Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. His full name was Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. He was born on 2nd October 1869. His birthplace was Porbandar, Kirti Mandir. His mother's name was Putlibai. His wife's name was Kasturba. And his spiritual mentor was Srimad Rajchandra. And his political mentor was Gopal Krishna Gokhale. His autobiography was The Story of My Experiments with Truth. And he died on 38th January 1948. And his samadhi is in Delhi, Rajgarh. After the successful fight back through Satyagraha in South Africa, Gandhiji returned to India in 1915. On the advice of Gopal Krishna Gokhale, Gandhiji toured the whole of India and tried to understand the needs, the plight, and the conditions of the people. And Gandhiji established the Satyagraha Ashram at Kochram, Ahmedabad on 25th May 1915. After a year, Gandhiji shifted this Satyagraha Ashram to the banks of the Sabarmati. Now Champaran Satyagraha 1917. Here we can see Champaran is located at the foot of the Himalayas in Bihar near Nepal. It was famous for its mango plantations, and European landlords would force the farmers to produce indigo on 3/20th portion of their land in Champaran. They would then make them sell it at a low price. This is how the European landlords were exploiting the farmers of Champaran. And Gandhiji stayed at Motihari village in Champaran and talked about the problems of these farmers to the British rulers. The British promised to implement Gandhiji's suggestions, and this is how the Champaran Satyagraha became a success. Now Kheda Satyagraha. In 1917, in Kheda district, the crops were completely destroyed due to very heavy rainfall. In spite of this, the British government started collecting land tax instead of weighing it, and the farmers appealed to the British government to excuse them from paying the tax. But the government did not respond to the request, so the farmers met Gandhiji. Gandhiji started a satyagraha with the help of Vallabhbhai Patel, and this satyagraha became famous as the Kheda Satyagraha. Gandhiji said to the farmers of Kheda district, "We will not pay the tax until the government expects our demands." And Gandhiji wrote a letter to the commissioner saying, "If the tax of farmers who are poor is waived off only, then will the prosperous ones pay tax." Finally, the government had to bow down to the farmers' demands, and the Kheda Satyagraha became a success. After the success of the Kheda Satyagraha, the farmers became fearless, and there was a new awakening among them. Moreover, the nation found a devoted and committed leader like Vallabhbhai Patel, who had an extremely strong willpower. Now Rowlatt Act and Rowlatt Satyagraha 1919. According to the Rowlatt Act, any individual could be arrested without giving any reason, and he could be sent to court for further case proceedings. And the Rowlatt Act had total control over the fundamental rights of expression and freedom of speech every individual. It also gave more powers and rights to the British police. So Gandhiji called the Rowlatt Act as the Black Act. Now Jallianwala Bagh massacre to pay tribute to the martyrs who had been victims of British exploitation and also to protest against the arrest of popular leaders Dr. Satyapal and Dr. Kichlu. A meeting was organized on 30th April 1990 on the day of Baisakhi at Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar. And about 10,000 people, including men, women, and children, had gathered for this meeting. There was a 1.5 meters tall wall surrounding this garden. There was only one narrow doorway to enter and exit the garden. When the meeting was in progress, General Dyer, the police commissioner of Amritsar, reached the garden with his soldiers. He ordered his soldiers to open fire without any prior notice on the weaponless people sitting there peacefully. The soldiers started firing from the entrance gate, and the firing stopped only when all the ammunition was exhausted. According to the government records, 379 people died and 1200 were injured during the shootout. But in actual fact, the true numbers were quite high. The whole country was shaken and shocked with the news of this horrifying massacre. People became even more determined to do satyagraha against the inhuman British government. And after this horrifying incident, Gandhiji completely lost faith in British justice and commitment. Here in this first picture, we can see Jallianwala Bagh, and these people are pointing at the places where the bullets were fired and the marks left behind it. Here in Things to Know, we can see knighthood, the award given by the King or Queen of England to a person for an outstanding success or public work or talent to Rabindranath Tagore. And Rabindranath Tagore, he was a great poet, renounced the knighthood as a protest against the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Now Khilafat movement. Dear students, here we can see after their victory in the First World War, the Allied nations signed a treaty with Turkey that had been defeated in the war. According to the treaty, the Turk Sultan's title of Khalifa was cancelled. Indian Muslims started a movement to protest against this treaty, and this protest came to be known as the Khilafat movement. And the main leaders of the Khilafat movement were the Ali brothers, Maulana Shaukat Ali and Maulana Muhammad Ali. Now next topic is non-cooperation movement 1922 to 1922. In 1920, Gandhiji started the non-cooperation movement by returning the title of Kesar-e-Hind. There were two aspects of the non-cooperation movement, boycott and creative. In the aspect of boycott, complete boycott of government jobs and honors, legislative meetings, government educational institutions, then foreign clothes and other goods was to be done. The creative aspect included spinning of khadi, removal of untouchability, Hindu-Muslim unity, saying no to alcohol and propagation of Swadeshi and national education. Under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi, the non-cooperation movement spread all over India during 1921 to 1922. According to the decree of the movement, students left their schools and colleges. Many government officers left their jobs and lawyers left their practice. Most of the elected members of the Legislative Assembly and local self-government institutions resigned from their jobs. At many places, people set fire to foreign clothes, and the spinning wheel, means charkha, started being seen and heard in every house. Swadeshi goods were propagated. National educational institutions like Kashi Vidyapith, Bihar Vidyapith, Jamia Millia Islamia Vidyapith and Gujarat Vidyapith etc. were established. In 1922, the police suddenly attacked a peaceful rally and opened fire on the participants at Chauri Chaura village of Gorakhpur district of Uttar Pradesh. The angry farmers revolted against this and set fire to a police station, killing all the 22 policemen inside. And Gandhiji was always against violence of any kind. So Gandhiji withdrew the non-cooperative movement. Here in this picture we can see Chauri Chaura site of the tragedy. Now next topic is Simon Commission 1927. In the 7-member Simon Commission, all the members were British. There was not a single Indian representative. Therefore, all the Indian leaders boycotted the Simon Commission. The slogan of the public that revolted against the Simon Commission was Simon Go Back. Now Bardoli Satyagraha 1928. In 1928, the British government increased the taxes on land by 22% in Bardoli village of Surat district. This tax was ultimately untimely and unjust. A satyagraha was undertaken to protest against this untimely and unjust. The farmers appealed to the British government to waive off the tax increment, but the government did not respond to their request. So the farmers decided to do satyagraha, and Vallabhbhai Patel accepted the leadership of this satyagraha. He encouraged the farmers to undertake a not to do fight against the British. Support was extended from leaders like Ravi Shankar Maharaj and Jugat Ram Dave. Vallabhbhai Patel's empowering speeches gave courage to farmers, and farmers became fearless and started breaking laws. They remained firm. They did not pay the tax. Finally, the British government called Vallabhbhai Patel to Pune. In the presence of the representatives of farmers, the revenue was justified and decided. In this way, Bardoli Satyagraha got complete success, and the people of Gujarat honored Vallabhbhai Patel with the title of Sardar. And the Sardar of Bardoli then went on to become the Sardar of the whole nation. Now Nehru report. In 1928, a committee was appointed under the chairmanship of Pandit Motilal Nehru to form the Constitution of India. And the Muslim League expressed their disagreement with the Nehru report. So, the British government did not accept it. Now, Resolution of Complete Freedom 1929. Dear students, here we can see in December 1929, under the chairmanship of Jawaharlal Nehru, the Congress passed a resolution of complete freedom on the banks of river Ravi in Lahore. And according to this resolution, from 20th January 1930, the goal of the Congress was complete freedom for the whole country instead of just regional freedom. On 26th January 1930, the Congress took the oath of complete freedom. So the Constitution of India was also implemented on 26th January 1950 in memory of this day.